Welcome back to Recreation Rendezvous. I am Julie Ramey with the City of Bloomington Parks and Recreation here at the Banneker Community Center podcast studio with two very special guests in the studio with us today. We have Stephanie Boucher, the singer and bassist with Rearview Rhonda, and with her is Ty. I play the drums. That's it. That's all I got. Ty, I play the drums.
Me.
So,
yeah.
Ty and Stephanie, welcome to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So, the band Rearview Rhonda. We need your origin story, where the name came from, and then tell us a little bit about your group.
So the name is probably it's not as exciting as it could be, but
Thank you for taking the family-friendly warning to heart
yeah,
and all that.
Yeah. So it honestly, I was playing some music with someone that was, I guess, she worked with me, and also we played music outside during the pandemic, and yeah, she actually came up with the name, so I can't even take credit for it. And then she was like, I don't think I'm gonna stay in the band, but you can keep the band name. So that's kind of where it came from. And where she came up with it, I have no idea.
So there's a famous Rhonda out there for whom the band is named.
Yep.
Well,
She's not a Rhonda, though, either. There is no Rhondas.
So we shouldn't go up to random Rhondas and ask them if they're the one.
We are all Rhonda.
It's an I'm Spartacus sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, good enough. Well, part of the reason that we asked you to join us in the studio today is because Rearview Rhonda is one of the bands that is featured in the Parks and Recreation Summer Performing Arts series of music in city parks. And Parks and Recreation has been doing this series for quite a long time, a couple of decades. And part of the soapbox that we stand on is our support of local music. So as bona fide members of the local music scene, tell us a little bit about local music and the importance of local music.
Well, first and foremost, thank you. We're super excited. We love city gigs. We do People's Park every year, it seems, in the spring, and have had the privilege of playing Switchyard, which is just such like a wonderful venue and thing to have, and like it just sounds so great. I don't know, yeah. I had a really beautiful experience seeing Tune Yards there, and it was just like, I can walk here. This is beautiful. I think I lost the thread on the question.
Well, you highlighted a couple of our fabulous local venues. People's Park at 504 East Kirkwood Avenue. We do have evening concerts there throughout the summer on weekdays.
And we played Food Truck Friday before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's nothing like Food Truck Friday,
Yes.
which takes place at Switchyard Park, another great venue for music, not only with the Parks and Recreation mobile stage, but there's also places to perform on the Brick Plaza and the main performance stage, which is probably where you saw the Tune Yards.
Yeah,
Yes, yep.
I know, like for me, like one thing, like having the local music scene that Bloomington like has, as well as just the availability that the city brings, like so much variety to the community and to all ages. Like I've enjoyed that like the entire time I've lived in Bloomington. So it's like when Rearview Rhonda started playing city parks, it was like this small little like, this is awesome, like a little dream for me to be like, I'd been watching like bands play for years on stage, and to be able to be a part of it is an honor. So
Yeah, and it was very neat to like, I attended college here, and so to like kind of be a part of like a bustling like basement house show scene, and like, you know, as I've gotten older to like still have opportunities to do that, not have like aged out of it is pretty cool.
I'm so glad you mentioned the house show. I went to a house show to hear Sound Weasel a couple of years ago,
nice.
and they are
We're playing with them soon, right?
they are
Yeah.
playing in the series this year.
Yeah,
So that is
yeah.
so exciting to see that growing music scene. All right, so you talked about being in city parks. So there has to be challenges that come with trying to play in an outdoor venue, and there's people walking by, and there's little kids running around, and hopefully maybe people dancing and eating their barbecue and ice cream. So what unique challenges come with playing in a
Direct
park?
sunlight.
yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
Like
So when the sun's in your eyes.
Yeah. I find
I
that to be the most challenging. Is
couple
temperatures.
shows where
Yeah.
I was pretty woozy at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you
But
know,
I don't feel like the community itself is distracting. It's pretty fun. Like it's engaging and fun. So it's for me. It's mostly just been the heat. I feel like
yeah.
I don't know. The city offers like great sound and everything like that for performers. So I like even that like being outside can be challenging in some settings. But the fact that we usually have like great sound, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I've never found
Oh
that
yeah.
ever to be like a distraction. So for me, it's just the heat.
Yeah, and July, June in
Yeah.
Indiana, it could be 25, it could be 95. So, yeah, I guess you just
Yeah.
play,
Cloud
huh?
cover.
There's a lot
Anyone's
to it.
Yeah.
guess.
Well,
Yeah.
so do you have any fun stories about an outdoor show or something unexpected happened or a squirrel ran onto the stage or any fun anecdotes
Oh, I'm trying to
about a
think.
city
We
park?
had bubbles at People's Park. That was fun.
We had bubbles at People's Park. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
how joyful.
This wasn't at a city gig, but the Switchyard House venue, which is not too far from Switchyard Park, was. I don't know. I just think that's like, I mean, going back to kind of like the way in which like Bloomington fosters like a musical community, the fact that there's essentially like a music festival like at someone's house and it's an annual thing that like people throw down for, and they had 2 stages this year with like alternating bands. It's just like, I don't know. Like, what a cool place to live.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of a specific incident though. Like, right, that stands out.
So maybe that's a good
Yeah.
thing. Like nothing
Yeah,
bad really
nothing
stands out.
bad. No, no.
Well,
not
then
that
let's circle back around
Yeah.
then to local music. So, is local music is showing up enough as far as supporting local music? And like you mentioned, there's music everywhere. So many really super talented people in every conceivable genre, from accordion players to bluegrass to
I'm one of those.
and you're one
Yeah.
of them right here in the podcast studio. So what does that mean to you as musicians to look at a community and to ask for community support for local music? That's a tough one.
It is a
I
hard
threw you a
one.
couple softballs,
Yeah,
and now here's
yeah,
a tough
this one's
one.
a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like the different ways that we can go about that. Where like, you know, we're fortunate enough to like do our 3rd appearance on a WFHB just last night,
Yeah.
and so like having that sort of an outlet, and like, you know, and I was thinking about it because I heard that like they're at risk of losing like a large portion of their funding right now, and I was thinking like, I mean, again, like obviously important to support local artists, but the thought of like a platform like that disappearing was something that was like very frightening to me, and would be
Yeah.
like, or I don't know if frightening's the right word, but like that would be sad.
It
to
would
me.
be, yeah, especially for I don't know. I feel like depending on, and maybe it's just my own perspective, but depending on age of a band, I feel like there's different opportunities, perhaps, because like a lot of the younger bands are playing house shows and like college shows. So as you get older, like the more variety for community support with music is like, I know it's been helpful for us to have that variety.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know if things are coming back around or something, but like I do think just like buying somebody's like EP or album on Bandcamp, like I think there's an expectation that things should be on Spotify, and like obviously you want to be able to like get your stuff out there and like have people be able to access it, but I do just love the idea of like, I am directly putting money in this artist's pocket that I support, because I know those 1/3 of a cent is not going to
we're not really getting money anywhere else
contribute to that,
unless it's coming from that. So,
Yeah.
but
Also, Ty, you're the drummer, or a drummer, and Stephanie, you're the bassist, a bassist. Tell us about the other members of the group, and maybe your favorite, if you have a favorite song or favorite genre, covers. Do you write your own stuff? Tell us a little bit more about the group.
So the other members are Travis and Zach, and they're both our guitarists.
They're both sweethearts.
Yeah, it was sad to only be able to bring 2 of us here because it was hard to not have us all together.
And how did you all find each other?
We had the same music teacher, Ben Cartha Fowler, over at Jefferson Street Music, who also plays in the Ben Cartha Fowler Project, which is some of the best, I don't know, mind-blowing stuff that's coming out of Bloomington right now, in my opinion. But Ben had tracked some songs with Stephanie, like 12 guitarists ago in Rearview
Yeah.
Rhonda, and then Ben was like, "Hey, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to like." Or like it was session work.
I think
it wasn't
it was
something
session.
he could
Yeah,
commit
he was
to.
helping me like put together. I had 3 songs, and Ben met with me and another person that I was kind of playing guitar with me, and just kind of to help me put our first like 3 songs that are on like our EP or whatever, like get some make something out of them. And then he's like, maybe Ty might be like a perfect fit, and obviously Ty was a perfect fit.
So you had kind of like the equivalent of a band blind date, and
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
and here you are.
Yeah.
And I got so excited about asking you questions that I didn't let you finish the first part, which was, what's your favorite song to play or favorite style of music to play?
So we Rearview Rhonda only, I guess we only play originals. We've actually never done a cover, so there's never been the right one to cover.
Well, how
yet,
exciting.
right?
Yeah,
But one day, maybe.
not for lack of talking about it.
Yeah. But I don't know.
but-
What's yours?
My favorite song to play, I don't know. I feel
Evolving,
like,
always.
yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I think there are certain fun songs that are like good rippers. Like After the Party comes to mind. That's like a fun one to like play live. But like, I feel like I'm more interested in recording and like the current. I don't know, this is out of context here, but like Andre 3000 once said, like, you're only funky as your last cut. And
Yeah.
so, like, trying to make each song better than the last and, like, really, like, fine tune things in the studio is the kind of thing that really excites me. So, like, the song I'm most excited about right now does not have a name and does not have words,
Yeah, so-
but we've been messing around with it in practice and, like this might be the best thing we've ever done,
Yeah.
which is an exciting thought.
I definitely get that. I feel like it's either a song that we just. My favorite song would always be Evolving as well, where it's either something that we just like kind of completed in a sense where we're like, oh, we're going to play this live now. And so I don't know, it always excites me as well when we're getting something new at the table, which we're pretty active at writing new stuff on a pretty regular basis. So
Oh, I so appreciate that creative energy and the imagination that comes into putting something like that together. That's really cool. So does a song have a dynamic nature? So you might perform it one way one time and then the other in a different way, or do you find that perfect blend and sort of get married to that?
I don't know that anything has changed radically, but like the Orbit Room is a very tiny hot dog bar, and so like being mindful of not like totally blasting people away there. We always bring like a free thing of like earplugs because we want people to like enjoy the show. But like, and we were just playing WFHB, and like the local live room is like pretty tiny and like reverberates a lot. So like I think we have become a lot more conscious about dynamics as of late. Like when we were first starting, I think it was just like we need to shred as hard as possible, and now it's a little more like okay, we've proved we can do that, now let's like dial some things in.
But I feel like once we dial in like whether the volume's like, you know, loud or soft depending on the like space, I do feel like once we feel committed to like the way a song is to sound, we would play it pretty similar to with every venue, I believe, right?
Yeah. I feel like I feel like we're very intentional about parts, and you know, we're certainly not a jam band, so
No,
like
what you hear recorded is
Yes.
pretty close to what you will hear live. So
That's a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, for Rearview Rhonda here in the podcast studio with Stephanie Boucher, the bassist and singer, and drummer Ty with the band Rearview Rhonda. Of course, this year a part of the Summer Performing Arts Series of free music in city parks. And if you want to see the updated concert schedule, see what's coming up, you can always do that online at bloomington.in.gov/parks. There are venues at People's Park this year. The summer of 2025, for the first time, we'll be hosting every other Tuesday shows at Hopewell Commons in conjunction with the Tuesday Farmers Market. So a very exciting new venue with a little outdoor stage and, as you mentioned, the important sunshade for those summer afternoons. Summer concerts at Bryan Park, Switchard Park, and you mentioned a couple indoor venues here in Bloomington, Indiana, the Orbit Room being one of them, our community radio station, WFHB. So if you are in or around Bloomington, Indiana, definitely give Parks and Recreation a shout out and enjoy a lot of the opportunities to see and hear some fantastic local music. Stephanie and Ty, thank you so much for being with us in the podcast studio here today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And hope to have you back, and you can give us the rundown on your latest endeavors as you create new music and new sounds for Bloomington.
We got a lot coming down the pipeline.
We do, yeah.
That's exciting. So where can your friends and fans find more of your music?
rearviewrhonda.bandcamp.com, and I think any other major
Any other major
platform.
streaming, but yeah, always, like Ty was saying, it's always helpful for musicians to support us on Bandcamp so we can continue making more music.
rearviewrhonda.bandcamp.com is where you can find the latest from Rearview Rhonda. On behalf of the City of Bloomington Parks and Recreation Department, I am Julie Ramey with Bloomington Parks and Recreation. Thank you, and a big shout out to the Banneker Community Center that houses the state-of-the-art podcast studio. And as always, our podcast wizard, Caleb Poor, who puts all the sound together and makes us sound awesome. Like and share this podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Share with your friends and family, and most of all, stay tuned for the next fabulous episode of Recreation Rendezvous at the junction of nature and play. Till next time, we'll see you in a park.